Hello children, how are you all? Very happy to welcome you to the next session on Chapter 2 Library Classes. Hope you have gone through the previous sessions. I think you understood things and also you have gone through your textbook as well, and you tried out the programs. It is not just attending the classes, you must also know how to write the programs, because there will be surprise tests for you at the end of the chapters. And don't just keep these videos very safely in your pen drives. Okay, use them, and please go with the daily lessons, because it is more important. Now maybe you are nobody is forcing you to do your studies, but once the classes begin, and these portions will not be taken again, so you have to understand things and go further. And for your board exams, you have to need a very good preparations, right? So, and I think in the last class I gave you some homework. I told you to go through, write some certain programs. So are you all ready with the programs? Were you able to write at least a little bit of the coding? Maybe I think, and nobody copied it from others. I think your WhatsApp groups were not active for these homework questions. Can I take it like that? Okay, so today we will be going through the unsolved questions, the logic I had told you in the last class. Now, today we will be solving the unsolved programs, the first 3 programs. Okay, hope all of you are having your notebook and the code written with you. And nobody has asked me any doubts regarding any topic. I have finished one full chapter, and I hope 2 things. One thing is you have understood everything, or the other thing is you have not understood anything. How should I take it? Shall I take it in the first sense? Okay, fine. So we will move on to the Blue Jay, and side by side I'll also explain the logic and see whether you have written the program. See, as I said, your programs can be using any type of logic. Our main requirement is you need an output for the program. Clear? But then don't copy the codes from external sources. They may not be to your level. So try to write the programs yourself, because in your board exam there is nobody to help you. Okay, so let me move on to Blue Jay. Right? So we begin with the first exercise question: to input a character and display the next 10th character. So if I accept a letter from the user, I have to find the next 10th character. Clear? So how do you do this? So you have to accept the character. Okay, for that you need a variable. Then after that you have to find its ASCII code, and to that ASCII code you have to add 10, and then you will get a new ASCII code, and with the new ASCII code you have to typecast into char and then display that particular character. Fine. I hope all of you understood this when I told last time. Now we are going with the exercise problem. So you are having scanner class. Since you want to use the scanner class, I am importing java.util.asterisk, and then in my scanner class, new scanner system.in. So we know the syntax for this. Now we are going to declare few variables, char, c and ch. So what is the c? C will accept the value from the user. What will ch do? Ch will give you the next 10th character. Okay, and then you are going to display the 10th character from there. So now let us go with the question. Scanner in is equivalent to new scanner system.in. So you are using the scanner class to input values into for the user. Char. So this is a char data type. You are declaring 2 values, c and ch. What is the need of this variable called c? So the program is asking you to enter a character. That character will be stored in C. And what should you do after the 10th character? After you enter the character, the 10th character has to be displayed. So the 10th character I am going to put it in CH. Okay. So that is why we made use of two variables C and CH. Then I am going for an integer variable int I comma y. So why this I is, whenever you enter a character in C, it has to be converted, or ASCII code of C will be stored in I. Clear? Then what is the need for this variable y? Y will take the value 10 to the ASCII value of C. So I plus 10 will be the value of y. Then, so we'll see how the program runs. System and out.println enter a character. So this is your output statement, and the user is going to enter C is equivalent to in.next.character of 0. So you have entered one character. Now what will be stored in I? Int of C, meaning the ASCII code of C will be stored into I. Then what is the next requirement for us? Since you have to display the next 10th character, you are adding the value of I to 10. So it becomes I plus 10. That is y will contain I plus 10. Then, so now you have finished. You have accepted the character. You have found its ASCII value, and you have added 10 to it so that you get the next ASCII value, and that ASCII value has to be converted into CH. So I have given CH equal to char of y. So now system.out.println 10th character is, you are giving CH. I hope it is clear. Let me run the question so that you understand also. So I hope you remember execution. Enter a character. Okay, said let me give small b. I have given small b. So from the letter small b, you have to extend 10 characters, and then you should show me what is present in the 10th character. Now I have pressed B. So after B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So that will be shown here. Let me see, enter. You can see here the 10th character is L. I hope you understood this. I shall repeat the logic once again. You are accepting a character and you are finding the ASCII value of that particular character. And on to the ASCII value you are adding 10, and finally what you are doing is you are getting that value in I, and then you are typecasting that value into I. So you will say y is equivalent to I plus 10, CH is char of y. Hope you are getting it, right? So this ASCII value conversion is very much important, because not only in this program, later part of your programs also requires this conversion. So now we are moving with the second exam unsolved exercise, to input a character and display the next 5 characters. So your question, what does it tell you? You have to input a character, one character, and the next 5 characters have to be displayed. So I'll just run this program and show you how it is, what you're doing. Then I'll go with the code. So any character, for example, say I'm going to input D. What will happen? The next 5 characters are E, F, G, H, I. So these 5 characters will be displayed. I hope you got the question. Now, so I am going with a class called ch2x2. This I am giving as the chapter name and the exercise number. You can give any class name, okay? and here it is you are using a scanner class. Why? To get the character from the user. Since I am using the scanner class, I have to import util, java.util. Clear? Then, how many variables should I declare? I have to declare one character variable to accept the value from the user. Then I need to declare one more character variable so that whatever is the next 5 characters that has to be stored. Then what is this I containing? I contains the ASCII value of C. Clear? And you're also writing enter a character. So C will take the value of in.next.caret of y. And here I is equivalent to int of C. So here what is happening? Whatever is entered in C, the ASCII code will be taken of C and it will be stored in I. Clear? The ASCII code of C will be stored in I. Why? From that ASCII code, I have to go for showing the next 5 characters. So the next 5 ASCII codes have to be represented on my screen. So whichever character you are typing, that character's ASCII code I will take, and from that onwards, the next 5 letters will be produced. Clear? So what I am going to do is I am just giving a system dot the next 5 characters after C, means whichever letter I have. So here in the example I gave B. So from B, what are the next 5 characters? So for this I am going to run a for loop. What is my for loop doing? So in I have the ASCII code of B. I start from the next letter, that's why I gave here I plus 1. Suppose if I gave A, it will be 65. So from where should I start my for loop? From 66. So I have given here 65 plus 1. What is this I? I contains the ASCII code of C. I hope this initialization all of you understood. Then how far should it run? 65 plus 5, that is till 70 it has to run. Right? 5 characters only. So I say I plus 5 x plus plus. So first time if I give capital A is 65. So I will contain 65. Then how many should I run? 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Am I right? So now I is containing 65. So I start running the for loop from 66. Then it will run for 67, 68, 69 and 70. It should stop at 70 because they have asked you to take only the next 5 characters. Are you following? Okay. Then how do I give the condition? I have 65. So that plus 5. Clear? This is my for loop. Then inside my for loop, what should I do? As I said, for example, in capital A, I have 65. So next in ASCII code is 66. It is an ASCII code. I have to convert it into character. So what should I do? X is containing 66. That will be typecasted as char and it will be stored in CH. So what is in X now? First time it has got 66. What is char of X? If X is 66, char of X will become capital B. Are you getting it? Then I am printing capital B. Next time X plus plus. So what happens? X will become 67. So char of 67 will print C. Like this loop will run for 5 times till 70. Clear? I'll run the program and I shall again show you. Okay, now for example, I am entering capital A. So what has happened? Now C is containing capital A, right? And if I press enter, what will happen? Next, I will contain int of C. What is capital A? Is I 65. Clear? So I give 65 and I press enter. So what happened? The next 5 characters are, so the loop comes here. The loop comes here and first time I is 65. 65 plus 1, 66. What is char of 66? It is B. Then it goes to x plus plus. So char of 67 is capital C. Then 68, it becomes capital D. 69, it becomes capital E. And 70, it becomes capital F. So when it becomes 71, my condition is false. So it comes out. Did you all understand? Should I tell it once again? I'll say once again. Maybe some of you I saw. You are scratching your heads, right? Now, we go with I inserted a character C for which I gave, say, capital A, right? Any letter you can give. Whichever letter you give from that character, next 5 characters, right? So, very simple. You take the ASCII code of what if somebody asks you to say, write numbers from 25 to 30. What will you do? You'll write 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, right? This, we are getting it in the form of a character. And then what are we doing? We are taking the ASCII code of that particular character. The next 5 ASCII codes has to be represented, right? To run the next 5 ASCII codes, I am using a for loop. And I cannot represent the ASCII code itself. What should I do? I have to typecast it into char and display. Very simple. Clear? Now again, once again, I'll tell you. C is equivalent to in dot next dot caret of 0. So this is where I made use of A, right? Then I is equivalent to int of C. Int of C. So C was taken as 65 because it is capital A. Then I went for next 5 characters are, so this line got printed. Next I am going into the for loop where it says x is equivalent to I plus 1. When I is x plus 1, what happens? 65 plus 1, 66. It prints 66 character, nothing but B. Similarly, it runs 5 times and then it comes out of your loop. I hope you understood it, right? Anyway, I think you would also have used the same. Maybe you can use any type. Clear? You can use any type of logic. My requirement is that you only get the output correctly. Okay. So can I go with the third question? Now you can take the exercise third question. I hope you are all opening your homework pages where you have done it. Don't wait for me to write the code and you copy it. I tell you, you will feel very bad of yourselves when the exam's nearby, right? You have to try writing the program then and there. Every day you spend half an hour for writing the program. As I have been warning you, don't procrastinate, means don't take your things to later date. Because it is not so easy like you by heart your other subjects. Here there is no question of by hearting. Here it is your logic. How will you develop your logic? By writing the programs. When you write the programs, you will improve your logic. Now if you look into the program, you will think, oh yeah, all this I know. Am I right? But then when you start writing, you will have so many doubts. How will you clear your doubts? When you start writing, you will understand what you are doing. And also the syntax. You know it is case sensitive, right? Since it is case sensitive, where you should use small letters, where you should use capital letters, all that you will understand only if you write down. So again and again I repeat, I know you are fed up of hearing my advice from 9th standard, right? Please don't by heart. Write the program. See how it works. Try to write. If today I am teaching you 5 programs, all the 5 programs you have to understand it and try to write it yourself. If that is the case, you will score full marks. I am very sure. But if that is not the case, you will be piling up your work and when the exam is nearby, you yourself will feel frustrated about the subject, about me and all. Are you following? So take this as a bit of my advice. Please try to write the programs then and there. Every day spend at least 15 to 20 minutes for this subject. Clear? This is a clear-cut advice from me. I know you are fed up, but still I will keep on telling. At least if I say 10 times, you will do it at least once. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, now we move on with the third exercise. That is chapter 2, exercise 3. What is your exercise 3 asking you? To generate all alternate letters in the range from A to Z. Alternate letters means what? After A, you want C. Then you skip D, then you want E. Right? So I'll just run the program and show you what is the input, what is the output. So can you see here? The alternate letters are A, B is skipped, C, skipped D, skipped F. So from A to Y. Clear? So this is what we want as the output, and we will come back to the program. So here you are only generating letters. You are not accepting anything from the user. Right? Here you are purely making use of the ASCII code, which we learnt in the last class. Clear? So here I give a class name as CH2EX3. I think in the chapter 2. You can give any class name. I am not using import java.util.asterisk. Why? Because I am not taking any value from the, no input is required here. You are just running your code only. So I have commented my scanner class also. This I wrote especially to show you that we are not using scanner class. Or when are the situations we don't make use of a scanner class. Here you are not accepting anything from the user. You are just generating it by itself. Right? So now, how many variables do you need? So I need a variable to display the letter, and also I need a variable to run my for loop. So you are going to start from A and you are going to start with Z, end with Z, and after A it continuously goes from A, B, C, like that it goes skipping alternate letters. So you know how do you do this? You cannot directly write A, B, C, D, right? You have to work on your ASCII code. So if ASCII code of capital A is 65, right? Next, what do you want? You don't want 66, you want 67. That means you are skipping 1. From 65, you have jumped to 67. So in your for loop, what will you do? You will run a for loop so that you generate from A to Z. If I run from A to Z, it will be 65, 66, like that. But then I have to skip 1. So what should I do? My for loop's increment will be plus 2. I hope you got it. So in my for loop, I'll say x is equivalent to 65. That means I start from capital A. And then what do I want? I don't want B, but I want C. So what I'll do, my increment will be x is equivalent to x plus 2. So what happens? You have been incrementing it with 2. And till when this for loop should run? Till I reach Z. Z may come, Z may not come. That is different. But you have to run till Z. So that is why I said x is less than or equivalent to 90. Why 90? 90 is the ASCII code of capital Z. Why 65? 65 is the ASCII code of capital A. Now you got it? Now, so I am running a for loop and I will say char of x. What is in x? X you have 65. What do you mean by char of 65? What is represented by 65? What is represented? Capital A. So capital A is stored in CH. And then immediately you are displaying A. Right? So this continues for the for loop till your x value is less than or equivalent to 90. Right? Now, you may think, why did I give this inside the for loop? Why did I give it inside the for loop? Because every time you find a character, you have to display it. What happens if I give this system.out.println outside my for loop? What will happen? What will happen? Your for loop keeps on running, but your display statement happens only at the end. So what will happen? Only the last character will be displayed. Though you run your for loop from 65 till 90, your display part happens only at the end. So what I am doing, I am writing my system.out.println statement also inside my follow. Maybe I can just show you. What happened? The alternate letters are, you don't have anything, because when x became less than or equivalent to 90, you came out, right? When it was say 89, you just came out. When you just came out, what happened? Nothing is there. So what I did, I can give it here. Okay. Variable ch may not have been initialized. Why? Because you have given ch is equivalent to char of x. When you come out, your ch doesn't show anything. Fine. So you can see it is printed from A to Y. Fine. I hope you understood this question. The 3 exercise programs which you have written by yourself, and if you want you can make any changes, but have a note with all these 3 programs in your notebook. Clear? Next we go. So now your exercise homework problems which I have given you, I have discussed now. Now we will be moving over to the solved questions. The 5th solved question in your textbook. Okay. So you may move over to your 5th solved question in your textbook. So what are they asking you to do? Here in your 5th question is asking you to input 2 integers. You have to input 2 integers, join them to form a single number. So what is the question asking you to do? I'll just show you what is this program all about. You are entering one number. Say I enter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clear? And I am entering the second number. Say 1, 0, 9, 8, 7. Any number. Clear? And now what happened? The first number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is joined with the second number. Right? So you are forming a single number. So how will you join these 2 numbers together? You cannot add these 2 numbers. If I add, then the sum of these 2 numbers only will come. Am I right? So what we are going to do here is, you are accepting it as a number, but then after you accept it, you are going to convert it into a string. So here also you will convert it into a string. So how will you convert an integer number into string? We have learned from the wrapper class, that is a function called integer dot to string. And after I convert these 2 integers into strings, what do? I use the plus operator. Hope you remember the plus operator, concatenation operator. Why is this concatenation operator used? It is used to join 2 strings. So I use the concatenation operator plus and then I display them. So what happens? In effect, I get one single number after joining the 2 numbers. But this is in the form of a string. Okay. So now we go back with the program. To input 2 integers, join them to form a single number. So the 2 numbers which I entered should become one single number. So here, are you taking anything from the user? Yes. So you will use import java.util.asterisk. Then you will use your scanner class. Then here you will have int n1 and n2. So before you start writing your program, you must know how many variables you need. That you should have an idea. Just like that, you cannot start writing a program. You must have an idea. Like before all, we used to have flow chart and all that, and using flow charts we used to write a flow chart. Then from the flow chart we wrote it into a program. Right now people are writing it directly. Right now, int n1, n2. So these are the variables to store two numbers. Then I have declared a string called s, which is used to concatenate, to join these two numbers. Right? So first I will say system.out.println, enter the first number. So your first number is being entered, it is stored in n1. Then I will enter the second number, n2. n2 is there as my second number. S is equivalent to integer dot to string n1. So what happens? The first number what I gave will be converted as string. We use the wrapper class integer and we use the function to string. Similarly, integer dot to string of n2. This plus is not an additional operator. Remember, this is not going to join the two numbers. Not going to add the two numbers, but they are going to join the two numbers. This plus operator, this is called as concatenation operator. We have learned in 9th standard. Clear? Then system.out.println, number after joining is s. Okay, I'll run the program once again and we shall discuss it once again. So enter the first number. So which number I go and enter will be stored in n1. Okay, let me give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so n1 has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what is your second number, n2? So here let me give 890. Any number I can give. Okay, so now what is happening? n1 is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and n2 is having 890. Then what happens in S, to string of n1. So this number form will be converted into string. In integer dot to string of n2, this number 890 will be converted into string and they are joined together and finally we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 890. Yes, I hope you have understood it. Go through the program. As I said, you will also have a pencil. You will give two numbers. You will run the program. Roughly you will see how it is working. So based on this solved questions, today also I am planning to give you certain homework and it must be completed. Clear? So parents also, if you are watching, make sure that your children do the homeworks daily, because programs every day, 2 or 3 programs I have to give. Otherwise they will have no touch with it. So they let them write the coding. Okay, let them try to write the coding, and since I am giving you the correct coding, still you have to keep. Some children, they may think since I am giving the coding, they will not write the homework. So parents, please make sure that you also see to it that the homeworks, not only for this subject, all the subjects are done perfectly. Let them maintain a timetable, because I heard children are copying into the pen drives and storing it for future use. No, do it, store it, but every day you have to do the daily lessons, because we don't know when the schools will open. The portions will keep on going. So at last, don't feel it very bad that you have to learn too much. So daily lessons is very compulsory. So parents, a humble request that you also see to it that children go through their daily lessons as well as do their homework. So almost all the teachers are giving. As far as the 10th standard is concerned, I think all the teachers are giving some assignments or homeworks and notes and all that. Please, you also see to it that your ward keeps in, follows whatever is being told through these online classes. Okay, thank you. Now, back to the children. I just want to give you 2 or 3 homework problems. Clear? Now, what are we going to do with the homework problems? You can take your exercise, that is, you can take page number 162. Clear? In page number 162, you will be doing the 4th, 7th and the 8th question as homework. Okay, your question number 4, question number 7 and question number 8. Now what is question number 4? It is asking you to input a set of 20 letters, right? You have to input 20 letters. Means what? You will run a for loop, right? You will run a for loop to accept 20 letters. Fine. So that part I have told you. Then what are you going to do? Convert each letter into uppercase. So after you accept a letter, immediately inside your for loop, what you will do? You will use the function to uppercase. Character dot to uppercase. And you are going to store it in another character. Got it? Then find and display the number of vowels and number of consonants present in the set of given letters. So what you are supposed to do? The letter which you got from the user, you have to check whether it is a vowel or a consonant. Vowels, I hope you remember, A, E, I, O, U, right? They are vowels. Consonants, the remaining letters are called as consonants. So what you have to do is, you have to accept the letter from the user, convert into uppercase, and then what you have to do? How will you find out the vowel? Yes, you will check, go with your if. If CH is equivalent to A or capital A, or CH is equivalent to E, or CH is equivalent to I, or O, or U. So in your if it is so, you will keep a counter value V plus plus. So what happens? Vowels get incremented. Else you will say C plus plus. C plus plus consonants get. So this if condition you have to write inside your for loop. So three things keep in mind. You have to run a for loop for 20 times. As you accept the letter from inside your for loop, you have to convert it into uppercase. After you convert it into uppercase, you have to check whether the converted character is A, E, I, O, U. If they are so, using if statement and OR operator. And then, if it is so, you keep a counter value. If they are not A, E, I, O, U, comes to the else part. In the else part, you will give a counter value, say C++, means consonants. And then you will come out. Outside your for loop, you will say the number of vowels and the number of consonants are this much and this much. I hope it is very clear. You got an idea. Now developing the program that you people will do. And you have to do it. So when I tell you a day, you have to submit the homeworks. So I will not say today, tomorrow. Keep the programs ready. Whenever I tell you, you have to upload the programs. I'll give my number and I want to see your programs back in the notebook. Clear? So make sure that you go along with what instructions what I'm giving you every day. Now we go with the 7th question. What is your 7th question asking you to do? You have to input a set of any 10 integer numbers. So here again you have to input 10 numbers. So again you will run a for loop, right? Find the sum and product of the numbers. So what you will do? First I entered 3. So for that 3 I have to find the sum. If n is entered, s is equivalent to s plus n. S will be initialized as 0. Product, this we did in 9th standard. P, product you have to initialize as 1 and you will say product P is equivalent to P into S. So what happens inside the for loop, you keep doing your sum and product. Once you come out of your for loop, you have the sum of the 10 numbers as well as product of the 10 numbers. I hope I am not toxing you, right? Yeah, you get it. Then what you're supposed to do is join the sum and product, same thing just now what we did, right? After you come out of your for loop, the sum and the product has to be joined like now we did. To string you will use and then it will be concatenated and it has to be displayed. Clear? Your textbook is giving you an example also, but still I hope you have understood it. You will accept the number. Inside the for loop itself, you will find the sum as well as the product. Sum as any variable, initialize it to 0, but product initialize it to 1. So once you come out of your for loop, you will convert them into strings, the sum and product, and then you will concatenate them using your plus and you will display them. That is your 7th question. What is your 8th question asking you to do? Your 8th question, write a menu-driven program to generate uppercase letters from Z to A. So, you're not running from A to Z, but you're running from Z to A. And the product and the lowercase letters from small a to small z as per the user's choice. Where have you heard this word called user's choice? Anybody? Yes, you have done it in menu driven programming, 9th standard. So switch case. So menu driven programming or user's choice comes with switch case. In switch case, you have to use two cases. One is to generate from Z to A and another case is to generate from A to Z. So depending upon what the user gives as his choice, the program has to run. So how will you run from Z to A? You know what is the ASCII code of Z, capital Z. What is the ASCII code of capital Z? 90. What is the ASCII code of capital A? 65. So how will you write? You will run a for loop with a decrement operator. So for Ax is equivalent to 90, x is always greater than or equivalent to 65, x minus minus. You will just say system.out.println char of x. That is your first case. Second case, they are asking you to run from small a to small z. What is small a's ASCII value? 97. So what is capital Z's, small z's ASCII value? 122. So there again you will run a for loop from 97 to 122, but x plus plus because you are running from a to z. Clear? Very simple, very simple. Whatever you have done, you are just writing it as user's choice. Clear? So 3 programs, you have to compulsorily do it before we meet in the next class. So I again tell you question numbers. For some people who forget the question numbers, please take it. 4, 7, 8. Page number 162. 4, 7, 8. Page number 162. So in the next class, we will be meeting with some solved exercise as well as unsolved exercise. Please do follow the instructions what I have given you, and also enjoy your day at home with your parents. I think in anybody's life, this is the first time you are spending so much of time at home, even after the vacations. But at the same time, please go through the portions. Keep in mind that you are going to write the 10th board exam. So keep all these things in mind and try to cooperate with the teachers, because we badly want you also to come into school and so that we also have an eye on you. But you know the situations are getting worse day by day. So be serious on your studies. I never say sit full time with the books, but you make a timetable and follow the timetable. And parents, again I request you to see that they follow a timetable and the works are completed on time. Okay, so we will meet in the next online session. Okay, till then, bye.